Hello, and welcome to another episode of Openly Expressive. I am your host, Naisha. Today is Friday, so I'll stick in that realm with the letter F and label this episode Forgive and Forget. Now, I don't mean forget how a person has treated you. I mean, forget holding on to the anger, to the mental anguish. It makes no sense for us to harbor onto things that we simply cannot change. We constantly beat ourselves up mentally on things that have happened to us in the past when it makes no sense to do so, because thoughts, what do they change of something that happened in the past? You're constantly badgering yourself on the what ifs, what could I have done differently? When 9 times out of 10, if you've done something differently, things will still have been the same outcome. Sometimes we involve ourselves with toxic people, which brings out the most toxic traits in ourselves. Now, I'm not saying we're innocent. We all have a little toxicity in us, I think. But to be involved with someone that brings that out and it heightens it, it's just not healthy. Not healthy for either one of you. That could be friendship or lovers or any type of relationship. For you to have a toxic trait and be with someone who is toxic as well, that's 2 negatives. How could it possibly any type of positivity out of that? There's always someone pointing the finger. There's always someone who would never accept their shortcomings. There's always someone who would just seem to be the perfect one in the relationship in their head. And that's also a toxic trait too. The person who thinks they do nothing wrong. How could you possibly make something last with a person like that? Nothing can ever be fixed if there's one person in that relationship that sees themselves as perfect. How could anything ever be fixed? If a person isn't willing to accept their shortcomings, why would you think that they're ready for change? Because in their eyes, nothing needs to be changed. So for us to continuously sit there and think that things are going to get better, we are being fools. We are being fools, and we are also being fooled by the other person when they give us the false hope. When for one day things are okay. When for one day things are even great, maybe. Just remember, a jerk is going to always be a jerk. That's just them. And let's stop beating ourselves up thinking it's something that we're doing. Because guess what? You know what narcissists do? They point out all of your shortcomings. They do it all the time. They never not once take accountability for their BS. Not once. And if they do, it's for something minute. They'll poke and poke and poke and poke the bear. And when the bear bites, oh my gosh, the bear is the villain. A lot of people don't take accountability for their shortcomings. They're just quick to sit there and point the finger at the other person. Never not once taking a look at themselves. It takes 2 people to argue. It takes 2 people to fight. It takes 2 people to be in a dispute. But why is it that some people only blame the other person? Where's the acknowledgement? Even if it's you, acknowledge yourself. Sometimes even acknowledging yourself can help. Your shortcomings. What pisses me off is when you acknowledge your shortcomings, whether someone pointed it out to you or not. You acknowledge it. You try to work on it. You try to change. But then there's that same person who points out your faults and your flaws, and they try to bring it out of you. And then there's the people who, when they bring it out of you, they do it so calmly. They get their stuff off so calmly. And then you see with a person like me, I react. I react. I have to learn how to not react. Because my reaction is explosive. Very explosive. It's very explosive. When I have reacted, it has not been pretty and it has not been safe for anyone. And I'm on this path of self-help. I'm trying to help myself. So I have to realize I have to get away from people, get certain people out of my circle, out of my life, out of my realm in order for me to change. Because it's like when I try to change for the better, the people who have known me at my worst, they try to bring it out of me. And I don't know what that is. Is it you bring out the worst in someone to make yourself feel better because you don't look as bad to the public when you react? Because when your delivery was dealt, you did it with a calm demeanor. You were very calm with it. You were very sly with your remarks. It wasn't outrageous. It wasn't explosive. It wasn't loud. It wasn't boisterous. So on the outside looking in, everyone thinks that you are the calm one. You are the perfect one. But the other person who you've provoked after you poked the bear and they bit, they look like a fool. I have been made to look the fool many a times in my life. Many times. And I'm sitting here, I like to give advice and help people. And it's crazy how oftentimes we can help others, but we're stuck on stupid when it comes to helping ourselves. I can give the best advice, honey. I really can. I know exactly what to say and what to do to people and for people. But for some reason, I can't grasp doing these things for myself. It baffles me every single time. I have encountered so many people who aggravate the hell out of me. And it seems like they do it on purpose. Because there are some people who like to poke the bear because it's a hobby of theirs. It's fun to do. Now, I've been told many times by people, they'll do something foolish, okay? And since I'm working on self and have been for many years, they'll do something foolish and outlandish and I won't respond. And their response to me is, oh, I thought you were going to get mad. It's fun when you get mad. It's funny when you get mad. There are also some people who think it's cute to piss a female off or a person off, period. It's not cute, okay? Because there are some people who are like me, tick, tick, boom. You don't want to do that too. You might catch a person on a bad day. You heard of those stories where someone does something very small to someone and they explode and shoot them. And you wonder why, like, damn, all he did was step on his Nike shoe. Why'd he shoot him? You know why? That's because he was dealing with so much ish. And that just took him over the edge. See, mental illness, it doesn't have a look. I am cute. I am fancy. I am girly. I am well put together. But you never know what a person's mental capacity is. You don't know if they're on the verge to tick, tick, boom. You don't know. You just don't know what someone is thinking, what someone is feeling. You don't know why someone reacts the way that they do in life. Try getting to know a person. A lot of people place judgment on people. They put the bad girl or the bad guy sticker on them and label them as such. And they just keep that on them forever. Why don't you peel back the layers of their onion and find out what's under there? Because on the outside, I like you, but your inside could be warped. And if I see that, let me try, if I love or care about you, let me try to work on those things with you. Let's try to identify the problem in a calm, nice, respectful manner instead of badgering someone and beating the hell out of them mentally and verbally. Let's try to find out the problems that people are having internally and work on them together if you truly care about someone. See, there's something called constructive criticism. If you have an issue with someone or you see something in someone that can possibly be fixed, not to say that it's like something wrong with them, but if there's something that you notice in someone and it's a negative attribute and you honestly care about them, don't screw them over. Don't agitate them. Don't make things worse for them. Help them out. Try to figure out a solution. I just hate when someone portrays someone to be the bad guy, never once looking at how they provoke them to be so, quote unquote. I hate the innocent act. I honestly do. To me, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. To sit there, you know what I call that? That's playing the victim. You throw the rock and you hide your hand. And on the outside looking in, no one saw you having the rock in your hand, throwing those pebbles, breaking the glass house. No one saw it because you did it very quickly and very slyly. So the owner of that house that you threw the glass at and broke their window, when they come out and act irate, oh my gosh, look at this guy, look at this gal, look at them. But you don't see the snake that slithered away. You didn't see when they just slithered away. You didn't see that. You just saw the other person react. I just absolutely hate that. And we have to learn how to pinpoint those type of people and get them the hell out of our lives. We just have to do so. You can never heal completely if you keep having tainted people in your life. You just can't. It's mentally impossible to do so. How could you possibly heal if every time you're around a certain person, they're pointing out something negative about you, but never willing to help you fix the problem if there even is one? Because sometime in people's eyes, there's a problem, or in their mind, there's a problem with you when it actually isn't. Their problem is within them. It's in with themselves. And they're too selfish or foolish or too set in their ways to acknowledge it. So it's always easier to point out someone else's shortcomings because you're not beating yourself up. Let's face it, who really wants to beat themselves up? Everyone wants to seem perfect in their own eyes. I will say it again, as I said in other podcasts. No one is perfect. No one. And I'm tired of people walking around here with a God complex. You are not God. You are not Jesus Christ. So why do you walk around here like you are perfect? You don't see anything wrong? Nothing? And I don't even mean physically. Mentally, you don't see anything wrong that you could possibly tweak. Not even if it's just a little bit. A little tweakation. You don't want to go on the tweak train? I'm confused. We should all be a little tweaked. We all have a little bit of jadedness. We all do. And for anyone to sit there and say that they don't, you're a liar. You're a liar. Anyone who says that there's nothing wrong with them mentally, they are perfectly fine. They have never been tainted. Nothing's wrong with them. It's always you. That's the thing right there. That shows right there. It is something wrong with you. It's called denial. Stop denying the fact that there is something wrong and you need help too. We all need help. We all need a counselor. We all need a damn therapist, to be honest. Whether it's something that you've dealt with as a child, whether it's something that you dealt with in a relationship that was toxic, or just day-to-day things in this world, dealing with death and everything. First of all, you don't know anyone's mental capacity. You don't know what they had to deal with. See, I have a brother, and I spoke to my brother the same day he died. He died a few hours later. Had no idea he was even sick. That can mess up someone's mind too. If everyone that someone like truly love, whether it's a family or a foe, whether they leave unexpectedly or leave willingly, they checked out of a relationship, people are scorned behind that. Someone not being present in someone's life that they truly love, that can scorn someone mentally. People don't understand that. So my advice is, once again, just take the time to understand a person. Don't always beat the hell out of them verbally. Don't assassinate someone's character all the time instead of taking the time to get to know them. And hey, if you don't like the person that you've gotten to know, just leave. Leave them alone. Stop lingering around making them your punching bag. Because there's also some people in this life who have a whole lot of issues going on in their life. And guess what? They take that person and they use them as a damn target. A punching bag. They take out all of their aggression on one specific person. But to everyone else, oh my gosh, they're the sweetest, greatest guy or gal. No one knows. They're in the vicinity of the person who they are so-called intimate with in whatever way. It doesn't have to be sexually, but the person who they have a certain relationship with, they beat the hell out of them. Verbally. See, I've never been physically beaten, so I don't even speak on that aspect. But there are some women and men who are in domestic violence relationships that are physical. I don't understand it. You're not going to punch me in my face and I'm going to stay with you. No judgment, but you're not going to do that to me. That's another thing. We can't stay with certain people that might bring the worst out of you. Because whatever you are going through mentally, that person might do something and you might just take them out. So we have to guard our hearts. We have to guard our minds and our physical. Because we can't keep putting ourselves in situations where A, we are pegged the bad guy or gal, and B, a situation that's fucking you over even more than you were when you entered the relationship mentally. We can't keep doing that. And it's so easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Even certain exes can still grind your gears, especially if you have children with them. Especially if you have children with them, because they just linger around you like flies on poop. And they just try to make your life miserable because they are miserable. They pretend to be happier without you, but yet they always wreak havoc in your life. Listen, if I'm happy without you, I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care if you go. I don't care anything about you. So why is it that every time you encounter a certain person who claims to be so happy without you, why every time you encounter them, they make your life a living hell? Seems like they're not over it, huh? Get some therapy, please. There's so many people in my life that I need to put on a therapy list. I wish I was a therapist. That's what I went to school for. I really wish I actually finished. I need to help some people. I even sit home and read my psychology book to try to figure out these folks that I have in my life. And I can't. Even when I find out what's wrong with them and try to bring it up, oh no, it's not me, it's you. Is it? I would even accept that it's us. I don't accept the pointing of the finger that it's just me. Don't involve yourself with a person that'll always point the finger at you. It's just you. It's just you. It's just... Really? How? Doesn't it take two people to tango? Because if it's just me, why don't you leave? That's lover or friend. If it's just that one person and you see so many negative things in that person, well, why do you stick around? You either stick around because you truly love them. I don't see how if you treat them like crap. Or you stick around because you are toxic. You are toxic. And you like the toxicity. So you like to bring the worst out of people because it makes you feel good, I guess. I don't know. It either makes you feel good or you just don't know any better. So I'll end it on saying forgive and forget. Forgive the people for their wrongs that they've done to you. but forget their ass. Just forget them. Just forget them. Because holding on to someone mentally, for what? For what? It makes no sense. You're only hurting yourself, because the cycle of whatever they put you through, it will continue. So guys, this was just my rant session. Not venting, my rant session. Because I just noticed a lot of people in this world are so freaking screwed up. And it's just so sad how they won't acknowledge it. They just won't acknowledge it. The finger will always be pointed back at you. Get away from those people. You can't heal mentally if you keep having toxic people in your life. That's my word of advice to you guys. So it's early in the morning. Just wanted to leave you with that. I love you guys for listening, and I hope you have a blissful, blessed, stress-free day. Have a stress-free day, please. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for listening. Until we talk again. Bye.